Good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. That was Trevi. Do you want to say hello, Trev? No. Hi everyone, so it is currently Saturday the 3rd of August 2024 and as if you haven't seen by now, the thumbnail, it's another pre-travel day. So Jessica and I tomorrow are off to Florida for 11 days. We can't wait for it. We've been so excited. Now if you've watched our last Florida trip, which was in January, about 7 months ago, that series is now finished a couple of weeks ago. Now I do recall saying on that trip at some point that unfortunately due to annual leave and stuff, this will be the last Florida trip of the year. Once we got back, I checked out my annual leave that I booked off, and the already annual leave that I booked off, I realised I booked a little bit too much off than I needed. So I managed to recoup a few days here and there, and that's freed us up now to go to Florida for the 10 days that we are going on tomorrow. We originally wasn't meant to be going to Texas, but when we was in Germany on the when we was on the Viva cruises in Germany, as we got off and we had 2 days in Dusseldorf, we got an email to confirm that for reasons beyond our control, the trip had been cancelled. So we had about 6 or 7 weeks to try and figure out what we're going to do, where we're going to go. I still had the annual leave booked, but we wasn't sure what we was going to do. So Jessica and I spent the last month searching the internet, looking for flights to Florida, something within our budget, but we knew it's August, the school holidays are here, we knew it was going to be really expensive, but we had a budget of say £1,500 to get myself and Jessica return flights to Florida. Now we only booked these flights about 3 weeks ago. We found a good deal in the end, but it wasn't so easy looking for a flight that was in our budget. About 6 weeks ago, when we got the email to confirm Texas was no longer happening, we thought, right, let's enjoy our trip here in Germany, and when we get back we'll try and make a plan. Once we decided that we love Florida, we love going back every year, we miss it, why don't we just go back again? So once we decided where we was going, we needed to work out our budget, and that budget was 1,500 quid, and that was just to get us a lot of flights there and back. Now we looked at Virgin, we looked at BA, we looked at you name it, Norse, Play, SAS, so Scandinavian Airlines, we looked at JetBlue, we looked at American, United, and everything was coming to 2.5 grand out of our budget. We even went to the Flight Centre, we went to Virgin Holidays in store, in Next, and again everything was coming in way too much for us. And then on I think it's about the 12th of July, so about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4, yeah, about 3 weeks ago, we was in Watford, because if you haven't seen already on our Instagram, Jessica's sister got married yesterday, or the day before, sorry, on Thursday, and in order to obviously attend the wedding I had to get some new shoes, and I was looking for a tie that matched or complemented Jessica's bridesmaid dress. So we went to Watford. After doing some shopping, we went to Taco Bell on the 12th of July, and I thought, right Jess, we need to find some flights urgently, else we're not going to be going anywhere. Might just be somewhere in Europe. So we was looking and looking. We probably spent about an hour and a half in Taco Bell in Watford, and we found something with play.com, flyplay.com. I think I'll get Jessica to put the website on there. It's a low budget airline that flies to America, or some destinations normally on the east coast of America, for quite cheap. So we priced something up and it was in with our budget. It was going from Stansted to Washington, and then we had to find a flight from Washington down to Florida. The price came to about 1,800. Now Jessica and I was like, well, it's not within our budget, but if we don't book something soon, the school holidays are fast approaching and the prices are just going to go up and up and up, and it's going to be well out of our price range. So Jessica said, well, should we just do it with Play? So we was like, yeah, okay, then we'll do it with Play. So Jessica was filling in the forms, getting ready to book it. I said, don't book it just yet, let me have one last check about all the other airlines. You never know, something could come up. So as she was filling in all the details, she said, right, it's all ready to book now, Wayne, just let me know, give me the go ahead and I'll press pay. I said, well, it's £300 over our price range, but I'm sure if we live on beans on toast for the next couple of weeks, I'm sure we can maybe, just maybe, survive. So Jessica had it all in a basket, about to press book, and I said, just wait a second, I just want to go and check some other more websites. We've not checked for the last day or two, let's go and check. So I went on Norse. Now, if you don't know Norse, I believe they took over from Norwegian. So Norwegian were a low-cost airline that flew to America, but then they got rid of the America destinations and now they just go Europe. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Norse took over the American sort of routes from Norwegian. Now, I could be wrong, so apologies if I am. So I thought I'd just look one more time. So I went on to Norse and the screen opened and loaded, sorry, and it said promo code applied. Now, I didn't put any promo code in. I wasn't aware that there was a promo code put in, and I couldn't understand where the promo code came from. So I thought, okay, so I went to my basket, and my flights that I previously put in there a couple of days ago were still in my basket. I scrolled down to the bottom, and the flights that were 1900 were now 1,570, I believe. So I don't know where the promo code came from. I have no idea where the promo code came from on the screen. I wasn't aware of any promo code. So I was like, Jess, stop what you're doing. Norse are flying direct to MCO from Gatwick, and it's coming at £1,570, which, yes, it's £70 over budget, but it's a lot better than what we was going to play with Play and probably another airline in America from Washington to Florida. So I wanted to see what the promo code was. So I scrolled down to the bottom and the promo code was last call. Now, this was on the 12th of July. I do not know if it still exists, but if it does, maybe give it a try if you're booking with Norse. You never know, they could still have it. So before I booked, I just wanted to make sure that it was legit. So I went to Facebook, went to follow or look for Norse because I do follow them. And the day before, they actually put a post up saying there's a promo code last call. And again, I put the picture of the picture there. So that was like someone was looking over us. So I told Jess to stop what she's doing with Play. We're going to book with Norse. The flights were fantastic. They are 2 o'clock in the afternoon from Gatwick. They land at MCO. We get there about 6:25 in the evening. So by the time we've got our bags, gone through passport control, probably got an Uber to a hotel, we're looking about 8 or half 8. But that's not a problem. And then coming back, we fly back on the 14th around about, I think it's 8 o'clock in the evening. And we land on the 15th at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we've basically got a full, pretty much 10 days out there. So we booked it, paid for it. We've never flown with Norse before. We've heard good things about them. We have watched a lot of people on YouTube that fly with them, and they said it's a no-frills airline, but they get you from A to B. There's no problems. You get a meal on board. You get a suitcase. Although I think we might have actually booked a suitcase. I can't remember. I'll have a look at the booking later on, and then I will tell you throughout the rest of the trip if the suitcases are included, because I can't remember if they were included or not. I want to say they were, but I don't want to give you false information, but I think they were included. So we booked that, all paid for it on one hit, and we saved ourselves about £300. So yeah, as I said, we're looking forward to it. Now, if you have watched our last previous vlog from America when we was in Florida, when we went after winter camp, we had 5 days in Florida, and if you remember correctly, we had a lot of stuff planned. Jessica was working, or we were partnering with Visit Orlando, who kindly gifted us a passbook. Now, this passbook is like a portal for journalists, YouTubers, reporters, anyone like that in the media sort of circle. And what it is it's a portal, a login. You get a special login, and it only lasts the duration of your trip. And in this portal, there's restaurants, there's activities, there's hotels, and it's all complimentary. They just give you access to that, and then what you've got to do is then email that company and say, hi, introduce ourselves, we're so and so, we'd like to take up your offer on a complimentary so and so. So Jessica filled all those in, everything that was interested in. That's what happened in January. Some of the stuff got back to us, some of the companies got back to us, some of the companies didn't get back to us because it was a bit too late. But as you could see in that vlog series that went up, I think it only finished 2 weeks ago, we crammed a lot of stuff in. We had 5 days and every day was running around ragged. Now, I don't want to come across ungrateful. We absolutely loved the passbook and we appreciate everything that everyone did for us when we was in Florida. But it was a lot to cram in 5 days. And as you're aware, Jessica isn't the wellest of people. And it was a lot. It took a toll when we got back. So we said if we ever do it again, we need to go back a little bit longer and space the activities out. So on the 12th, when we realised that Florida was on and we booked our flights, Jessica got back in touch with Visit Orlando and they loved everything that we'd done in the previous trip. And we said we're going back again. This time we're going back for 10 days. Would you like us to film anything for you? Would you like us to review anything for us, for yourselves? And they said yes, and they've kindly given us the passbook again. It has changed a little bit since we saw it. There's things been added, things taken away. But Jessica has been emailing various companies, various hotels, various restaurants and activities with this passbook, this portal to get in. And we've got some more exciting things to show you. There might be a few similar things that we've done that we did in January's trip, but we've tried to stay away from that as best as possible. But there are a few things that we will be staying in one of the 2 hotels that we stayed in already. We will be going to Pirates Cove Golf, but we'll be doing the other course because if you remember, we didn't have time to do the other course because we had so much. We'll be going to the escape room again, but we're going to be doing another game rather than the same one that we did last time. So there are a few similarities, but it's different. So this passbook we've got from the 4th to the 14th, and there's loads of restaurants, loads of stuff, loads of activities. I'll get Jess to try and explain it a bit more because, as you know, I don't deal with that side of the channel. Jessica does the, how do I know, the reaching out to, you know, companies and working with the companies. She's the one that corresponds with them. All I do basically is hold the camera. She does everything else. So yeah, we're going from the 4th to the 14th and we land back on the 15th. I said it's going to be so much more chilled, this one, because we have got 10 days. So we have got things going on pretty much every day, but there's gaps in between. So we're not running around from A to B, B to C, C to D all in one day. We've got a chilled, nice chilled gap in between, so we can do our own things. We can have pool days, we can do whatever. Now I do believe we are not doing Disney in this trip, and that's purely because if you've been keeping up with our stories on Instagram, it was only about 12 days ago Jessica and I went to Disneyland Paris, so we've sort of had our Disney fix already. That was for our 10th wedding anniversary. Now we have had loads of messages, we've had loads of comments, we've had private messages, we've had likes, etc, 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 wishing us a very happy wedding anniversary. So I just want to take this moment to say thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We think we've replied to every single one. We do have Facebook, we do have Instagram, we do have YouTube, as you're aware. We do have Twitter, and various people have been posting on, obviously, various sites of our social media, and it is hard sometimes to try and keep up with everything. But as far as I'm aware, we have replied to everyone. But I just want to say thank you so much for wishing us a happy wedding anniversary. The 10 years has gone by so quick. It only feels like, you know, a couple of months back I was waiting at the church waiting for Jess to walk down the aisle. But for that trip we went to Disneyland Paris. You could probably follow the stories on Instagram. I'll get Jess to put a handle down here if you're not sure, and then click the highlight reel. I guess it'd be DLP or something, something like that. But we have had other messages and comments asking us when are those vlogs going up. Now I just want to make it clear, we did not vlog that trip. Jessica and I have been vlogging probably since about 2020, and every holiday that we've been on, we've vlogged. And we thought, do you know what, this is our 10th wedding anniversary. We just want to keep this personal to us. So we didn't vlog, we didn't do anything like that. Yes, we've done a few stories on Instagram, a few posts, a few stories like I said, but we did not vlog anything. We left the camera at home, and to be honest, it was absolutely fantastic. We didn't miss it much, to be honest. I thought I'm going to be looking around for my camera. I thought I'd be, oh my god, I've lost the camera. We didn't even give the camera a second thought. It was lovely. Now, I'm not sure if we're ever going to go away again without the camera. I'm pretty sure we probably will at some point, but we just wanted to let you know there is no vlogs for Disneyland Paris, and that is obviously because it was a special moment for us. We went a few days before our wedding anniversary because, as I said earlier, Jessica's sister got married a couple of days ago. So on our actual anniversary, Jessica was at her mum's house for the hen do. So we went a few days before that to Disneyland Paris for our wedding anniversary. So we didn't vlog, left the camera at home, and it was just nice. Like I said, we've been on numerous amount of holidays since 2020, or when the world opened up again, and we filmed everything, and it was just nice to put the camera away. Also, we've got a lot of footage, as I'm sure you're aware, and another 4 days at Disneyland Paris will be another vlog series, and we're struggling to cram everything in as we are at the moment. So we thought we'd just leave the camera behind. So thank you so much for all the messages of happy anniversary. I'm sure we've replied to everyone as best as we can. There might be one or two that have fallen through the cracks. Please don't think we're ignoring you. We've just either haven't been notified, or we've just absolutely missed it by mistake, because we have had a busy week. We only got back from Jessica's mum's last night. So we've had one day today to try and get everything sorted, packed, last minute bits of shopping, all the washing done, ready for when we leave tomorrow. So if there is any comments that we've missed, I do apologise. I do believe that's everything. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, we are flying from Gatwick, which is different from us. Normally we fly from Heathrow. Heathrow's a lot easier to get to, but unfortunately Norse for us only fly from Gatwick, so it's going to take a little bit longer. But we have to go to St Albans station in Hertfordshire and get the train, which is for Brighton, and get off at Gatwick. It's not a major issue, it's just a little bit longer and a little bit more expensive than Heathrow for us, but we have to do what we can. That is everything. We are looking forward to it. We can't wait. If you're wondering where Jessica is, she's not actually checking the documents at the moment. She's in the shower. As you can probably tell by my face, it's absolutely roasting in England at the moment. I couldn't tell you what the temperature is, but it has been absolutely sweating. We've had all the fans on, we've been having cold showers, so we don't know how we're going to handle Florida, because I have looked on the weather forecast and apparently it's 35 degrees on some days. Now, I do want to mention, as I'm recording this, there is a hurricane or tropical storm called Debbie, and at this moment in time it's going over Cuba, but it will be hitting America and Orlando and the Florida area around Sunday, so tomorrow around about 8 o'clock in the evening. Now we land at 6, so hopefully we should get in and get to a hotel before it hits. That's the plan. Now if you watched us in January 6-7 months ago, you would have seen we had a tornado warning then, and it did scare Jess. I thought it was quite exciting, but Jess was a bit scared. So we'll hope we don't have to go through that again. But other than that, once that clears and moves out into sea, it's meant to be 32, 33, 35 some days. So I don't know how we're gonna cope with the heat if we're struggling now. But Jess says it is a different kind of heat. But just want to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much for all the well wishes about our wedding anniversary. And again, please keep watching. Please keep commenting. Please keep commenting. We'll try and reply back whenever we can. But on that note, the time is currently up to 9 o'clock now. We need to have some dinner, we need to go to bed because we're up early. I do believe my brother might be taking us in the morning to St Albans because it is a Sunday, the buses are a little bit unreliable. So I do believe my brother might be taking us to St Albans tomorrow morning, and then we'll get the train straight to Gatwick Airport. We do have a lounge, so we'll show you the lounge. We've not been to Gatwick's lounge for a long time now, so that might all change. So stay tuned for that. And then we'll do 10 days of Florida fun. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Night everyone.